Sagittarius, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be your monthly reading for May. Keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This could play out at any point in time throughout the month of May. This message may or may not be for you. So please only take the messages that resonate and leave behind the rest. If a reading is triggering you, then please click off. If it is not resonating, then that just means it's not your message. To check your other signs and placements, Sag. This is for any major Sagittarius placements: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. We have some very big energies playing out this week. We have the full moon eclipse tomorrow in Scorpio. We had Pluto just turn retrograde on Monday. And so there's a lot of disempowerment energies. There's a lot breaking apart, breaking down, being dismembered in order to bring something into our awareness that needs to be transformed. And so I chose the self-care deck to start today because I think self-care is going to be a must with all of these intense energies playing out. And so, has there been a falling out here? Somebody's in a state of deep loneliness in this energy of poverty of self. And so solitude is necessary in order to understand the richness of who you are. Maybe you need to be a better friend. I do feel there's some heart issues here coming up. Don't mind the noise in the background. The kids are home today. We took a day off, so there may or may not be interruptions. You may hear my little peanut playing in the background. Sorry about that. But I feel there was some type of falling out. And I feel a remembrance of a long lost love. I'm being shown drops of tears. So there could be sadness here. Forgiveness might be needed. You need to find maybe a new way to move forward. But let's see what needs to come through for you, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. So if you are in a loveless connection, or if somebody treated you poorly, that likely is a reflection of how you love yourself. Do you love yourself? Because if you are not in the energy of self-love, then people are going to come on your path and they're going to teach you how to love yourself by not loving you. And so what do you want your love life to look like? Do you appreciate the world around you? What is it that you desire most? Because as you move through this transformational process, you're going to have to harness self-love. We do teach people how to treat us. And the more we tolerate, every time we take somebody back after they've hurt us, usually the cycle becomes worse and worse and worse. And so you need to unplug from something. You need to reflect on, I believe, a loveless situation here. Because when you love yourself enough, you will release any unhealthy people. So what is it that you need to leave behind? Whether it's a person, a job, maybe some belief systems, or some negative habits. What is keeping you small from stepping into truly loving yourself? I think there's going to be a judgment call made. You could be dealing with somebody with double loyalty or who was disloyal. How can you see yourself as self-loving? So that will be reflected back to you in all of your relationships. What is it that you need to leave behind that's unhealthy? Because the universe is saying there's going to be a confrontation. And you need to reconnect with your higher self in order to harness your own creative influences. So I do feel there's going to be a situation here that's really affected you negatively that is going to need to be shed in order for you to recalibrate, Sagittarius. So let's see what else needs to come through with the tarot. Well, there you are, Sag. The Temperance card and the Two of Wands reversed. So why are you afraid to take those next steps? Why are you afraid to release somebody that really doesn't share the same dreams and aspirations as you? There's a need to move forward. There's a need to expand, but I feel you're either unwilling or unable to make a decision, and you need to find balance in your life. I do feel you're dealing with some power and control issues. There's a lack of patience. There's a lack of balance. There's a lack of compromise. And so the Temperance angel comes in to realign you. So we're going to see what is coming in the disempowerment energies for you. Well, there you go. The Empress reversed does not love herself. She does not give freely. She does not love without conditions. So there are definitely some power and control issues here. The Empress reversed might sleep around because she doesn't know her worth and her value. And so she seeks this outside validation in sexual connections and calls that love. And so there's a lack of abundance here. There's a lack of prosperity, a lack of nurturing. Yeah, we could have a female player here. We have the Empress reversed and the Knight of Wands. You teach others how to treat you. You teach others how to love you. And if you're going out and having multiple affairs and sleeping around, you're not going to find love in that situation. You need to get control of a situation here. You need to find your determination and your willpower to release, I feel, a negative habit of maybe sleeping around. I'm not sure. That's not going to be for everybody. If that's not you, you could be dealing with somebody that sleeps around. But the Empress in reverse, she's not very loving. She's not very generous. She'll give, but she's going to want something back in return. It is like a material exchange. It is not equal giving and receiving. And so I feel there's a lot of projections here. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sag, or a Cancer. But there's been a lot of juggling. There's been a lot of options here. There's been a lot of priorities. Multiple sexual partners is kind of what I'm feeling here. And so there needs to be balance brought into this situation. This is an unwise choice to make when we sleep around. That basically screams you lack integrity, you lack self-respect, and you lack questionable motives. And so there is something questionable going on here. So what is this bringing into your awareness? It's time to shed the old way and to bring into the new. And so we've got a major ending here. And this could be just from an old way of being. Releasing some negative beliefs. Sleeping around is a negative habit, let me tell you. It is very unhealthy to sleep around and just to, just because somebody shows up on your path doesn't mean that's your person. Doesn't mean you have to give them your sexual energy. So there is going to be a major ending here. There is a need to release a situation or a person or maybe multiple people that have been holding you back. There is going to be a major transformation here because this isn't love. Self-love always leads to a beautiful emotional experience. Self-love calls in romantic partners that you can deepen relationships with. Self-love brings an awakening of what is lacking in your life. There is a lack of love. There's a lack of self-love. I feel somebody's on the search for love, searching in all of the wrong places here. And I do feel some new psychic awareness is coming in with this full moon eclipse. You have to let go of your fears. Somebody's operating out of their ego. And I do feel there is a loveless situation here. So pay attention to the signs. Somebody's not been listening to their intuition. Whether you're dealing with an Empress reverse or you are this person, there's going to be a revelation that will make something crystal clear in the coming days. So what is being transformed in the energies of May? What is being transformed? Oh, that's a lot of cards. Oh, geez, Louise. Well, poor investments. I do feel addressing addictions, transforming out of addictions, and maybe somebody has an addiction to sleeping around. We're transforming playing games. The Knight of Coins in reverse really isn't loyal, dedicated. They're very apprehensive. They don't plan before taking action. Maybe you jumped into a situation thinking this was going to be it. And well, we got a Queen of Wands reversed with a Three of Wands. Somebody needs to leave this energy behind. We've got jealousy here, possessiveness. We've got a control freak. We've got somebody that is afraid to be alone, that lacks independence. We've got extreme codependencies here. There's a lack of turning inward and learning this lesson. And so I do feel the divine's coming in and saying, hey, you got to take a step back. You need to go within. You need to go through a period of solitude. You need to heed our counsel because there is a better way. And the way that you've been living, playing with multiple options, has left you in this sense of lack. It's time to release this sense of lack. And when we are constantly seeking approval outside of us, it's because we've got a fear of being abandoned. And so somebody I feel had a lot of options, was playing around, They've been procrastinating, and maybe this is a sex addiction. I'm not sure. But there's been confusion. There's been illusions. There's been addictions here. There's a lack of financial prosperity. There's definitely fears surrounding money. And our bank account will reflect our self-worth and our self-value. So there's a need to heal. There's a need to heal. There's a need to bring this into your awareness, as where maybe you've relied on other people and sexual connections to try and fill a void when it comes to a core wound. It's time to get honest. It's time to stop doing things this way. I do feel somebody has been resisting walking away. There is a need to release either a behavior, a belief, or a person, maybe a job. But this is no longer serving you, Sag. It's time to make a very difficult judgment call. The Queen of Swords cuts things out. And so what do you need to stop putting in the work into? This could even lead to a job loss that's no longer serving you. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. This is a very toxic pattern. So somebody's been entrapped in an illusion, refusing to accept responsibility for a very toxic, codependent situation. There's always a better choice that will support your pathway to happiness, but this is an unhealthy cycle. This is an addictive cycle, and it's kind of time to go in a new direction and to address the imbalances here. There is not equal giving and receiving. The Queen of Wands reverse, the Empress reverse, they do not give without expecting something in return. It's always conditional, and we're leaving that cycle behind. We're here to share our wealth. We're here to bring forward equality, reciprocation within relationships. And so I do feel an unfortunate ending. There's probably going to be a battle. There's probably going to be a fight. There's going to be an unwelcome news that's likely going to create a conflict. And you are encouraged to walk away from the drama. Is this really worth your time? Because you teach others how to love you. This doesn't scream self-love to me. There is a lack of love. There's a lack of abundance. There's betrayal. There's lies. There's secrets. There's a secret coming out here that's going to create a very dramatic conflict. And you need to stand up for yourself. You need to stand up for what you believe in. Is this worth your time, Sag? Because I do feel a long-standing burden needs to be released here. This can't go on like this, because this is going to create all kinds of health problems due to stress. And I feel there's a lack of balance. So let's look a little bit deeper at this release. What is this ending about? We get an Emperor upright. We get the balance. And we get an awakening. So, well, the Emperor upright, he's the one that's taking charge. We got a masculine here choosing to release somebody that maybe was a life partner at one point in time, maybe jumped into this, thought it was a life partner. There's a lack of structure here. There's a lack of discipline. We've got an Emperor, could be an Aries, Pisces, or Sag, that is getting ready to take charge of a situation, coming to a realization that this needs to end. This isn't love. This masculine is getting ready to take charge of a situation, going through an awakening of all of these imbalances, and maybe secretly planning to take action. I do feel at one point in time it was a party. It was a good old time. The party's over. And it's kind of time to take a pause for reflection to gain these insights, because there is a masculine going through an awakening, and maybe he was overgiving in this relationship. Maybe this was like a feminine that needed a charity or something. But there's definitely this energy of a master manipulator here. Queen of Wands can be a master manipulator. She's angry. She's jealous. She's possessive. I think she's been gripping to control here. We could even be dealing with a pathological liar. There could be gossip and slander surrounding this. So you're going to have to defend yourself. You're going to have to stand up for yourself and for your beliefs. You're going to have confidence to challenge this person who thinks that they have power over you. Choose your battles wisely. Choose your battles wisely. Come to the conclusion that this is not wish fulfillment. You've been watering a dead tree for a long time. I feel an admittance of a poor investment here. Breaking the chains of a trauma bond is kind of what it feels like. This is not your dream come true. Magic is not alive in your life with the With the Magician reverse, the Nine of Cups reverse, there very well could be addictions and masking this loveless situation through addictions. How you love yourself is how you teach others how to love you, Sag. There's a lack of fortune. There's a lack of faith that everything is going to be okay. And so there was a poor investment here. How can you take your pentacles and go and plant those seeds well in a new direction? I think you've been trying to be patient, trying to see things from all sides, but I do feel it's time to plan for the future. This was not a long-term investment, and I do feel there's been a lot of struggles. There's been a lot of battles. I do feel it's just been a constant fight, and it's probably made you confront any distorted views of your own ego here. Fives are challenges. Fives are competition. This is a relationship rooted in competition. So how can you take a more sensible approach when it comes to this situation? We can be generous. We can be practical, but we are not here to be materialistic. We can make our life beautiful, our family and our home life beautiful, Sag. But how do you want to proceed? Because if this was just all about money and not love, do you really want to stay stuck in this stagnant situation, distracted, bored, discontent, lost in your subconscious world? There's going to be a wake-up call. There is going to be a wake-up call. I do feel an opportunity to heal some inner child wounding. This might be the return of some past memories when it comes to a romance from the past. We could have a masculine here romanticizing about somebody from the past, going through an emotional breakdown, who actually is their divine partner, pre-empress, who looks like she's single, living a good life here, maybe even self-employed, a business owner. She's happy. She's enjoying her solitude. And I feel maybe we've got a masculine that needs to face a dishonorable decision. Maybe he didn't choose to devote himself to somebody that was meant to be a life partner. So there's going to be revisiting something from the past, where somebody lacked trust and then went towards an unsafe situation. And I do feel there's going to be all kinds of emotions surfacing. Yeah, and there's that Two of Wands in reverse with the Nine of Wands. I want to say, get ready for a battle here. Get ready to protect yourself. Be prepared for the rug to get pulled under, because you can't stay stuck in the dark night of the soul. You can't stay stuck in this unfounded fear, because all you're doing is keeping the foot stuck in the wheel. And so there needs to be an ending if you want a fresh start. There's going to be an unexpected argument or shakeup or sudden revelation that is going to bring change, even if it doesn't feel well at first, because you've been in this never-ending onslaught of unfounded fear, expecting the worst, losing a lot of sleep. This situation isn't worth it anymore. So how can you embrace making some positive changes to end these challenging times? Because that's when you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is about getting to some childhood wounds, the core wound, to take those next steps so you can move forward and master a karmic lesson here. This is accomplishment, spiritual enlightenment, achievement, freedom. Break the chain, Sag. That's what I want to say. Something is coming full circle. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, Pisces. You could be dealing with a Virgo, a Gemini, any of the fixed signs. But I want to say, be proud of yourself, because once you choose freedom, you will enter a time of joyful accomplishment. And that's kind of what I got for you, Sag. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you want to book a personal or a soulmate reading, check out the information box below, and I would love to get that booked in for you. And I hope to see you here again, all again next time. Bye.